If you're in the South Sound of Washington right now and you've heard that the real estate market is still crazy and you're wondering, is this ever going to change? And we're hearing some rumblings that it's actually starting to change a little bit. Stick with me, you're going to want to watch this. I'm Aaron Thomas with Aaron Thomas Home Team, and did you know that in Thurston County, the market has favored a seller since January of 2013. They call it a seller's market. That's literally the last 8 years that the sellers had somewhat of an advantage. So everybody's wondering, when is that going to change? At what point are we going to hit the change there where it starts going back the other direction and starts giving a little more power to the buyer? So we could use a little more balance like that. But I'm here to tell you, it is going to take a while. We're hearing rumblings that this is starting to occur, and it is in some other counties. But I'm going to show you right now in Thurston County, it's not quite the case yet. So everybody's complaining about inventory, the amount of homes that are available. That's not really the issue about what's going on. What's going on is there's insatiable demand. There is just way more people that want to buy them than there are listings. So we're starting to see initial signs of that insatiable demand start to back off a little bit. It could be buyers getting fatigued about what's going on, but we're starting to see less offers on properties. So is it a good thing? Yeah, if you're a buyer. For a seller, it's still great, but it's just meaning that overall, we're starting to finally see a little glimpse at the end of the tunnel here. So on a home that may have had 5 or 10 offers, on some now we're seeing 2 or 3, and that's a good thing if you're a buyer. If you're a seller, everybody is wondering, can I time the market? Can I get it just perfect? Can I hit it at its high point? And I'm here to tell you that the amount of inventory and the amount of multiple offers, that's a huge part of the equation as to how much you make on the house. And we're seeing the signs that that part has kind of passed already. So you're going to want to jump on the bandwagon if you're thinking that you're going to sell the house. But let's get into the numbers right now. Let's talk about the new listings, the ones that everybody think there isn't any. Like there's nothing to buy, right? Well, there is. So if you look at the chart here, you're going to see that the last couple of months has been pretty consistent in the high 500s. So we went from 503 to 578 and to 599. So we've hit our peak so far for the year as far as new listings goes. And last year at this time, it was 485. So we're still tracking many more new listings this year than last year. So pendings. Pendings are the homes that are under contract that have not closed yet. And check it out. The previous month of this past month, we actually hit a low point for the spring at 508, sorry. And from there, we jumped all the way up to 631. So a ton of people bought homes in May. And compared to last year, it was 558. So we're still seeing an all-time high for pendings for this time of year as it relates to last year. So active inventory, this is a little different. I have personally never seen the transition period from April to May show less homes active on the marketplace. That's really rare for the spring, and that's what we see. So we went from 120 to 211, back down to 205. So a 3% decrease, not a big decrease, but still pretty weird for the spring. And since last year, or compared to last year, it's still 41% less. So there is less active, but keep in mind, that's because there's so many pending. Everybody is buying so quickly, and that insatiable demand is just creating that appearance of there being no active inventory. So the amount of closed homes, the sold homes, what you can see is that those actually stayed relatively the same. So we went from 458 to 457. Not a big change, right? So really consistent there. Next month, with the amount of pendings that have went on, we should see a huge change there in the closings for next month. But as of now, not a lot of change. But we did see still a big jump over last year. So last year, we closed 329 houses. And this year, 457. So a decent increase. So here's another piece of good news, and it's showing a trend, and this is nice. So the last 3 months, we've seen the months of supply, that's a measure of the amount of inventory, go from 0.3 of a month to 0.4 to 0.5. So we like to see that increase. If we can get that back above 1 and trending closer to 2, we'll be talking more about that balance we're talking about. And then if you're a buyer, you can get in the car, you can go out and look at several houses, you can pick one in one weekend and easily get under contract. That's what I think we all want. That would be nice and refreshing change. So the days on market, everybody wants to know how quickly the homes are selling, and I think that's become a normal thing. We've been talking about it for months, and it is staying pretty consistent. It'd be really hard for this number to get lower, but the homes that are priced well are typically selling in 5 days. And you'll see some sell quicker, you'll see some sell a little bit longer. Usually it's by design, because here a lot of people will list homes on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, review offers on Mondays, Tuesdays, and so naturally it's going to be about 5 days. So the average showings to get to pending. So what this means is how many people are coming through my house, or if I'm a buyer, how many other people are going to look at the same house before it goes under contract. And what you can see is that number is holding steady, and it's about double this time last year. So from last year at 10 to this year at 21, and that trend has been kind of holding for the last few months. So still a lot of people going through properties, and I expect that to continue. So in my last update, I told you guys that the prices of the houses went up 27%. Normally it's 4 to 5. That is a crazy gain. Okay, so that's the last 12 months, that's still holding true. It's 25 if we go month to month over this year. So the average home in Thurston County went up $95,990 in the last 12 months. We gained $5,773 in the last 30 days. In the previous 30 days, it was a bigger jump at $13,758. That just means there was more aggressive multiple offer situations happening the previous month. This number continues to kind of climb, and we'll see how long it's going to be sustainable. It's not going to be forever, though. So I get it. You may not know what any of these numbers mean, and that's totally okay. But here's what I would say. If you're looking to buy, and the rates are low now, and you are still looking, and you're not going to be in a situation where you're competing with tons and tons of people, be patient and get the house you want. And if you're a seller and you're looking to maybe time the market, you may start to be a little bit late, because you're going to run out of those multiple offer situations at some point. Those are going to start dissipating. Don't know when exactly it's going to happen, but you can stay tuned with me, and I guarantee you'll know sooner than most people. So that's a wrap on this month's market update. Do me a favor, if you don't know what you're doing and you need some advice with anything real estate related about what I just presented, feel free to reach out to me.